However, if the woman is menstruating regularly, then we can rule out hormone deficiency and she will need cosmetic surgery. Next, we talk about mastalgia. Mastalgia or painful breasts can be cyclical, which is related to menstrual cycle, or it can be non-cyclical. The cyclical mastalgia, we don't need to do much evaluation and we can treat them with analgesics, vitamin E, bromocriptine, sometimes danazol or GnRH analog, after excluding any other cause of the pain like chest pain or mastitis or osteochondritis. Sometimes it could be because of some hormones like estrogen and progesterone. But 5% of the CA breast are presenting with breast pain. So if it is a non-cyclical pain, then we have to completely evaluate the woman by taking careful history and doing proper examination, then doing the imaging of the breast, mammograph or MRI and ultrasound if required. Biopsy, core needle biopsy can be taken, and then after ruling out the breast cancer, we can treat them similar to the cyclical mastalgia. Next, we'll discuss a condition which is pretty common known as fibroadenoma. Fibroadenoma occurs in women between 15 to 35 years usually, and these are benign solid masses present in the breast. These masses are symptomless and they may be recognized when the woman does self breast examination. These are uniform masses, they are well defined and they are mobile. They are not tender. They may be rubbery or hard, or maybe they firm and they will move under the skin. That's why sometimes they are known as mouse in the breast. These masses will have both fibrous tissue and epithelial tissue. In young women where there is low risk of cancer, after doing examination and imaging and biopsy if required and ruling out malignancy, they can be periodically followed up. But in case it is too big, then we may need to do excision or surgical biopsy. Sometimes even ultrasound treatment known as HIFU, which is high intensity focused ultrasound, may be given to them to treat them. The size of this fibroadenoma when you observe may increase or decrease. These are some of the pictures. You can see in this picture that fibroadenoma is excised and removed. As it is written, they are smooth and discrete breast lumps with both fibrous and adenomatous tissue. Here you can see this is the left breast which has got a huge fibroadenoma, and in this picture it is seen after removal the size. This is where it is removed, and this is a fibroadenoma removed, and this is the histopathology. Now we will discuss about benign cystic disease. Benign cystic disease also, there are many breast lumps which is caused by fibrosis and cysts. This is also known as fibrocystic disease of the breast. The cause could be because of reduction of progesterone or because of change in the estrogen progesterone ratio, or sometimes could be because of the stress. They occur in women between 20 and 50 years. The changes seen in the mass is there may be adenosis or fibrosis, there could be ductal epithelial proliferation or papillomatosis. They often cause premenstrual pain, and these are the bilateral nodular lumps. We should again here rule out malignancy by imaging and core needle biopsy if required. The proliferation may be present or may not be present. Sometimes it is ductal epithelial proliferation which may be having atypia or it may not be having atypia. So the proliferation may be in the ducts or lobules with or without hyperplasia, with or without atypia. Proliferation is hyperplasia, which can be with or without atypia. Now, atypical hyperplasia is giving increased risk of cancer. Again, we have to rule out the cancer, as I told you, with the biopsy after imaging, and if there is no cancer, then we can treat them with paracetamol or NSAIDs for analgesia. The patient is advised to reduce intake of coffee and tea. Vitamin E 400 milligrams OD for a long time, for maybe 3 months, is quite useful, and they are advised to have good breast support. Sometimes combined oral pills are also used to treat them, and danazol, bromocriptine and GnRH are the other drugs. This is the histopathology picture of fibrocystic breast disease. Another condition is breast cysts. The breast cysts can be unilateral or bilateral. There may be a single cyst or more number of cysts, and there may be different size of cysts. These are the fluid-filled sacs in the breast, and usually they are benign. They are also round or oval masses with distinct edges. They occur in the age group of 20 to 50 years of age, and generally after menopause they disappear. Here again we should do the triple test, that is again history, examination and imaging, and biopsy if required. When the malignancy is ruled out and if it's very uncomfortable, then we can drain the cyst. You can see this picture. Left side you can see the cyst, and right side is the lump with the fibrosis. Now another complaint is abnormal nipple discharge. This is a very common complaint in the patients with breast diseases. This abnormal discharge is inappropriate, spontaneous, persistent, and it is not associated with lactation. Detailed history needs to be taken of abnormal nipple discharge, which I have already enumerated. The duration, whether it is unilateral or bilateral, the characteristic of the discharge, whether it is continuous, it's a spontaneous, and color of the discharge, and whether there is any increased discharge on manipulation of the breast or expression of the breast. Now, this breast cancer may start as ductal carcinoma in situ, and abnormal discharge may be the first symptom. When the breast cancer is starting in the milk duct, also in Paget's disease of the breast, also involves the nipple. This is a rare type of cancer of the breast. According to color, there may be different diagnosis. Bloody discharge will be because of papilloma or breast cancer. Clear discharge of the breast may be unilateral, then it could be cancer breast. Whereas brown or cheese-like discharge is because of blockage of milk duct, or known as mammary duct ectasia. The greenish color discharge may be because of breast cyst, whereas white, cloudy and yellow or pus discharge is because of the infection of the breast. Now, abnormal discharge could be associated with breast pain or lump in the breast. There could be a retraction of the nipple, or there may be dimpling of the skin. There could be redness, or there may be fever with chills. Other causes of discharge is some drugs like antidepressant drugs, which cause increased prolactin, can give rise to abnormal discharge from the nipple, or it could be because of fibrocystic disease. So abnormal discharge is a picture of abnormal discharge from the nipple. They should be thoroughly investigated. Again, I told you, triple test, history, examination, imaging if required, and biopsy if required to get the diagnosis and treat accordingly. Next condition is mastitis. Mastitis is inflammation of breast. It could be with or without infection. It's often seen in lactating mother, especially within 3 months of the delivery. Patient may come with breast pain, swelling, increased temperature, redness, fever and chills. Cause is, I told you, could be because of blocked milk duct, or it could be bacterial infection through the milk duct. The treatment is analgesics and antibiotics. This is a picture of mastitis. You can see there is swelling and redness, and it's very painful for the woman. Now we come to the condition itchiness of the breast. Itchy breasts or nipple commonly caused due to atopic dermatitis, or also known as eczema. That is an inflammation of skin which results in dry skin, itching and rash. But it could be also present in breast cancer like Paget's disease, which is a rare cancer. So we need to properly investigate the patient for itchiness of the breast. Another cause for itchiness of the breast is during pregnancy, sometimes there is itching of the breast. In mastitis also there can be itching of the breast. So whatever is the cause, we should find out and treat the patient accordingly. The next complaint is breast lump. A breast lump is a localized swelling, protuberance or bulge or bump in the breast. This feels different from the breast tissue around it or the breast tissue in the other breast. There are different reasons why the breast lumps develop. Most lumps are not cancerous, but some are cancerous. So we have to find out. The causes of lumps can be previous infection which leaves behind a scar tissue, or it could be fibroadenoma, lipoma, cyst of the breast, overgrowth of ductal system, or a fibrocystic disease, breast cancer, mastitis, or trauma of the breast. Now, what are the breast cancer risks? Most of the benign conditions we already discussed. So let us talk something about breast cancer. The cancer risk is more in women of more than 40 years. A woman who is having history of breast cancer in the family, or ovarian cancer or uterine cancer in the family, is at a higher risk of developing breast cancer. Infertile women, women who are smokers, women with history of radiation of over the chest, and women who are addicted to alcohol. Also women with highly irregular menstrual cycles, and women who have not lactated or who have had a first child late in life. So all women are advised to do breast self-examination once a month. So this is a chart showing the steps where you raise your left arm up to the back of your head, and with the right hand examine the left breast with the finger, pad of fingers, and repeat it on the opposite side, and find out if there is any mass, any irregular shape, and also look visually if there is size is varying of the both breasts, retraction of the nipple, or any dimpling of the skin, and any discharge from the nipple. Next, what are the warning signs of breast cancer? Any lump in the breast or the armpit, red and swollen breasts, nipple discharge, pain in the breast or chest area, change in breast appearance, nipples become sensitive, or itching on the breast. So these are some of the warning signs. And whenever self breast examination is done, also this should be looked for, and also when we are doing clinical breast examination. Now, what is a breast cancer screening? These are the tests done to screen for different types of cancer when person doesn't have any symptoms. So it includes, one is self breast examination, then next is clinical breast examination, and the screening is done by mammography, which is a common test. Sometimes we may need to do MRI and sometimes ultrasound to screen women who are having high risk of breast cancer. So this is a triple test for breast lump. One is clinical breast examination, second is imaging, and third is breast biopsy. So whenever there is a lump in breast in a woman who is less than 40 years, you do the ultrasonography of the breast and find out if the lump is benign or malignant. If it is malignant, do mammography. And if the woman is above 40 years, then you do mammography directly. This is a slide showing clinical breast examination, which is done annually for women over 40 years and every 3 years for women between 20 and 40 years. If the woman is having high risk factor, then we have to do more frequent clinical breast examination, more frequent than once in a year. We can show you some breast imaging now. You can see this is a mammogram, and this is a 3D mammogram on the right side which shows a cancer. So this is a mammogram of the breast. Next, this is a breast imaging where first left side is the mammogram, then center is showing MRI without contrast, and the extreme right picture is MRI with contrast, which is highlighting the breast cancer. This is a picture of breast cancer on ultrasound. Now, breast biopsy. Breast biopsy is a procedure which is done to determine if the growth in the breast is cancerous or benign. A lump or other sign of the breast in a man or woman may warrant breast biopsy, and it can be done by a needle or a core biopsy or open biopsy. This is a fine needle aspiration cytology. The specimen is collected in the needle from the mass, and this specimen is subjected to cytology to rule out malignancy. Atypical cells are looked for. This is a picture of core needle biopsy, where a larger tissue is taken from the breast mass. And this is a picture of tumor where incision is taken and the mass is excised. This is an open biopsy. So treatment of breast cancer is in the domain of general surgeon. It includes chemotherapy, surgery, radiation therapy, hormonal therapy, and follow-up. One slide regarding Paget disease of the breast, which is uncommon cancer that forms around the nipple. It involves 1 to 4% of all breast cancers, and it may be linked with an underlying breast cancer, either ductal carcinoma in situ or invasive breast cancer. So Paget's disease of the breast is a type of cancer of the breast, and treatment usually involves lumpectomy or mastectomy, and surgically the tumor is removed. Chemotherapy or radiotherapy is given if required. This is one slide showing Paget's disease, showing erythematous scaly crustal lesion on the left breast. And this is the histopathology of the Paget's disease. So the gynecologist's role is to screen and do annual examination of the breast. Next, whenever the biopsy is required, it can be done by the gynecologist, or whenever required they can be referred to the oncosurgeons for the further treatment. Thank you. Hmm.